One who pleases his parents pleases Allah. 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 Pleases Allah.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen, amma ba'd, fa'a'uzu billahi minash shaytanir rajeem, bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah, as-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah, wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah. An elderly pious man once dreamt and saw somebody who had passed away. He asked him, "How did Allah Azza wa Jal treat you?" The person who had passed away said, "Allah Azza wa Jal forgave me." The pious man asked, "What was the reason that you were forgiven?" He said, "I used to write hadith in the company of a muhaddis, and once he recited Salatul Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and I also copied him. But when I recited it loudly. When other attendees of the gathering heard this, they too recited Salatul Nabi, Durood Pak on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and Allah Azza wa Jal, through His mercy, forgave us all because of the blessings of Durood Pak. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Allah Azza wa Jal sent a revelation to Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam, ordering him to go to the seashore and to observe something amazing. Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam went there with his companions, which included jinn and men. He ordered one of the jinns to dive into the ocean to see what information he could bring back from inside. The jinn dived into the ocean and came out and said, "I could not find anything." He also said that I could not reach the seabed. So Hazrat Sulaiman alayhi salam then sent a second and more powerful jinn deeper into the ocean. Yet still, they found nothing. He then gave the order to his minister, Hazrat Asif bin Barkhiyah rahmatullah alayhi. Very shortly, Hazrat Asif bin Barkhiyah rahmatullah alayhi produced a grand four-domed white-coloured oceanic dome. He presented in the court of Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam. One of the doors was made of pearls, the other of rubies, the third was diamonds, and the fourth was emeralds. Despite all of the four doors being open, there was not a single drop of water inside. Inside it was a handsome young man, dressed up in neat and clean clothes, busy offering salah. He completed his salah, and Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam said salam and asked him as to the secret of this oceanic dome. He replied humbly in the court of the Prophet of Allah, "O Prophet of Allah, Azza wa Jal, my father was disabled and my mother was blind. I had the privilege of spending 70 years, alhamdulillah, serving them. At the time of her death, my mother prayed for me, 'O Allah Azza wa Jal, grant my son a long and righteous life and a healthy life.' My father also prayed for me at the time of his death, and he prayed, 'Ya Allah, enable my son to worship in such a place where shaitan cannot interfere.' After the burial of my beloved father, I came to the seashore, where I saw this amazing oceanic dome. I entered it. Meanwhile, an angel came and took this dome to the bottom of the sea, and on inquiry from Hazrat Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam, the young man said, 'I came here in the blessed time of Sayyidina Ibrahim Khalilullah alayhi salam.' Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam realized that he had been living in this oceanic dome for 2,000 years, worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal, and yet he was so young and handsome and not even a hair had turned white. He said, regarding the food, every day a green bird brings something yellow in its beak. When I eat this, it has the taste of all the bounties of the world. I satisfy my hunger and my thirst because of this. I remain safe from heat, cold, sleep, laziness and drowsiness, lonely or fear of horrors, alhamdulillah. And alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I spend my time worshipping Allah Azza wa Jal. On the order of Hazrat Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam, Hazrat Asif bin Barkhiyah rahmatullah alayhi returned this dome back to the seabed. And thereafter, Hazrat Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salam said, O people, may Allah Azza wa Jal shower His mercy upon all of you. Did you notice how greatly the prayers of parents are answered? Refrain from disobeying your parents. Subhanallah. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, respect and honor of parents is an amazing blessing and an amazing gift. Look at this beautiful narration and how blessed this person was. And where did that blessing come from? Through the servitude of his parents and gaining their du'as and their prayers. Subhanallah. Today, we are in a situation where, although this great blessing of parents is right next to us, we don't realize what a treasure it is. Today, we ignore the rights of our parents. We don't take this privilege of obeying and serving our parents, and don't realize that by doing this, not only are we setting ourselves up for a better hereafter, but alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, the scholars have written that the one who cares for his parents in this world will get the blessings in this world as well as in the hereafter. Hazrat Bayezid Bistami rahmatullah alayhi says that during a very cold night, my mother asked me to bring water. Now Hazrat Bayezid Bistami rahmatullah alayhi was a great wali of Allah, a friend of Allah Azza wa Jal. So he says, my mother asked me to bring water. I went to get the water during this cold night, and when I came back, she had fallen asleep. I did not feel it appropriate to wake her and disturb her sleep, so I stood there with the water in my hand. It was so cold that my fingers started to stick to the water. Any water that fell onto the fingers became icicles. That's how cold it was. The water froze over my fingers. My fingers had stuck to the glass, and while I peeled them away, the skin came off my fingers, and my fingers started to bleed. Seeing this, my mother asked, what is this? I told her the whole story. Listening to this, she raised her hands in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal and made dua. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, I am pleased with him. You also be pleased with him. Subhanallah. Hazrat Bayezid Bistami rahmatullah alayhi became a great and amazing wali of Allah Azza wa Jal. And he was granted this amazing gift not through years of worship of Allah Azza wa Jal, not through great zikr or azkar. No doubt those were part of his routine in his life. But this blessing came, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, because of the servitude of his mother, because he looked after his mother, because he was obedient to his mother. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, today we look to gain blessings everywhere else. Today we look to have good luck somewhere. But we are fortunate people that our parents are still alive, and yet we don't have the chance to serve them. There are great rewards in serving parents. Aka sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam said, paradise lies under the feet of your mother. Allahu Akbar. Therefore, treating them with kindness and serving them means that you will enter Jannah, enter paradise. It is stated in Bahari Shariat that the one who kisses the feet of his mother, it is as if he has kissed the doorstep of paradise. Subhanallah. If somebody said to you, you had the opportunity to kiss the doorstep of Jannah, the paradise, it'd be amazing. You'd think, how could I achieve that? My dear Islamic brothers, in our own homes we have that opportunity. Because Aka sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has said, whoever kisses the feet of his mother, it is as if he has kissed the doorstep of paradise. Whenever you are in the company of your parents, we should treat them with the utmost respect, because serving them and giving them the utmost respect will change your life. Whenever you see your parents, you should always stand up in their honor. Never talk back to them. Never look them in the eye. Whenever they call you, instantly reply, Labbaik, I am here. talk to them in a very polite manner and never raise your voice towards them. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, the scholars say that parents, when they get to an elderly age, they become like children. So they may repeat things 3-4 times, they may say the same thing, they may say things that may upset you, may disappoint you, or may annoy you. But it does not give you the authority to answer them back, or dishonor them, or mistreat them. Once, Sayyidina Abdullah bin Awan's mother called him. Whilst replying, he slightly raised his voice, and he was so overcome by this, that he had raised his voice in the court of his mother, that he freed 2 slaves to make up for it. That was the Madani mindset of our great Salaf, the great scholars of Deen, and the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is how we should behave. Today, we live in a society which is miles away from this. Today, people are not bothered about how they speak to their parents. They are bothered about how they speak to their friends. They have an etiquette when it comes to speaking to children. They have an etiquette when it comes to speaking to the mother of their children. They have an etiquette when they are at work, speaking to their boss, when they're speaking to their work colleagues, when they're speaking to somebody on the street. But unfortunately, it's a shame that we don't have an etiquette and a mindset when it comes to speaking to parents. Yet, in all the affairs, all the hukukul ibad, the affairs that are judged against the creation of Allah Azza wa Jal, the most important relationship we have is that with our parents. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, it's time to think. It's time to prioritize things correctly. It's time to realize that great rewards lie if we serve and honor our parents. Let me tell you how amazing the rewards can be. The treasures that lie for us there are beyond our comprehension. You know, today, if somebody said to you, you could easily gain X amount of money with little effort, you would say, please teach me how to do it. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, in a beautiful book written by Amir al-Sunnah Damad Barakatum al-Aliyah, The Oceanic Dome, he, on page 6, writes this: looking at your parents with love and affection and sympathy and a merciful gaze gains great reward. Aka sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam said, and Amir al-Sunnah Damad Barakatum al-Aliyah here copies the Hadith Mubarakah, when offspring looks at their parents with a merciful gaze, so when children look at their parents with a merciful gaze, Allah Azza wa Jal writes the reward of a Hajj Mabrur, an accepted Hajj, for every such glance that they have towards their parents. The holy companions asked, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, even if somebody looks at them 100 times a day? Aka sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, yes, Allah Azza wa Jal is the greatest and the purest. If you look at your parents' face once, with love and affection and sympathy and mercy, Allah Azza wa Jal rewards you with the reward of an accepted Hajj. Subhanallah, how easy it is to gain such reward through the blessings of parents. And yet, unfortunately, despite these amazing blessings being in our home, we don't appreciate them. Undoubtedly, Allah Azza wa Jal has power over everything. If you make it a niyat that every morning, every moment of the day, every time I meet my parents, I will look at their beautiful faces with love and affection, then every time, inshallah Azza wa Jal, by the mercy of Allah, the reward of a accepted Hajj will be written in your book of deeds. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, parents are the most important people in your life. Unfortunately, today, we ignore this fact. Others become more important. Our mates when we're young, our friends as we get through the teenage years, become more important. My mate's good. He looks after me. I look after him. I will do anything for him. Gosh, I wish we had the same jazba for our parents. I would do anything for my parents. Look how they've brought me up. Your friend does you one favor and you are indebted to him for years. You carry on mentioning it. Oh, he's a great man. Why he helped me here, he helped me there. I was stuck, he helped me, he was really good to me. And yet, from the point that you were born and you couldn't even feed yourselves, your parents looked after you. From the point that you couldn't walk and they made you walk holding their hand. From the point that you couldn't eat and they used to put food in your mouth day and night, they used to look after you. You've forgotten all of that, but that one friend or them two friends who've done one favor in the last year, it still clicks up here that he did me a favor. I owe him a debt of gratitude. I need to be humble in his court. I need to make sure I don't say anything to upset him. I wish that we took that mentality and applied it to our parents. Because if we did, if one favor of the friend demands that courtesy and respect, then all the favors of the parents demand that we humble ourselves in their court and we protect them and we help them and we listen to them and we honor them and we respect them. That's what it demands. My dear Islamic brothers, Hazrat Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam humbly asked in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal, "O the most forgiving one, show me the person who will be my companion in Jannah, in paradise." Allah Azza wa Jal said, "Musa alayhi salam, go to so-and-so city. You will find there a butcher. He is your companion in Jannah, in paradise." Hazrat Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam went to the city to meet this butcher. The butcher invited Hazrat Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam to his home. When they both sat down to eat, he placed a very big basket beside him. He would eat one morsel and then put two morsels into the basket. Musa alayhi salam was curious about this. Somebody knocked on the door as they were eating, and the butcher got up and went to answer the door. As he did, Musa alayhi salam looked in the basket and found an elderly man and an elderly woman inside. As soon as they looked at Hazrat Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, a beautiful smile spread across their faces. They testified to the prophethood of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam and then passed away right away. After the butcher returned, he looked at his deceased parents in the basket and realized what had happened. Then, kissing the hand of Hazrat Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, he said, "It seems that you are the Prophet of Allah Azza wa Jal. You are Musa Kalimullah ala Nabiyyina." Salatu salam. Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam asked, "How did you recognize me?" He replied, "My parents would make dua every day in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. Ya Allah, bless us with death while we are looking at the beautiful face of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam. Due to their sudden death, I realized that you must be Hazrat Musa alayhi salam." The butcher further said that when my mother ate food, she would be so delighted and happy, she would make dua for me and say, "Ya Allah, make my son the companion of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam in Jannah, in paradise." And Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam said to this man, "Congratulations, Allah Azza wa Jal has made you my companion in paradise." Subhanallah, look at the power of the dua, the prayer of your parents. That a man taken from nowhere, a butcher, and yet because he served his parents and got the dua, got the prayers of his parents, he is the companion of the great and amazing Hazrat Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam in paradise. These are the rewards for humbling yourself and serving your parents. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, today, unfortunately, we don't earn these prayers of our parents. We don't get the du'as that we should be getting. There is this source of great goodness in our homes, which we ignore. Today, when we have a problem, we run to different people and say, "I'm in problems, I'm in calamities, please pray for me." My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, go to your parents. Serve them. Respect them. Honor them. Make them happy. And then ask them to pray for you. That is the most powerful dua in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. It doesn't get more powerful than that. Yet, despite this great power being in our own homes, in the hands of our parents, we are running outside, How are you today? I'm not well. I need your du'as. I need your help. I need this. No, Akash, I wish. We turned to our parents and said, Amiji, today I am in difficulty. I've got this problem at work. Don't even tell them your problems. Just ask them to pray. And do it with this intention, that if I tell them my problems, you know the way they are. When they have a problem, it doesn't mean anything to you, but when you have a problem, their life changes. So with the intention of not burdening them, don't tell them your problems. Just simply tell them to pray for you. That is enough. Allah Azza wa Jal will solve all your problems. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, we should be getting the du'as and the prayers of our parents. Today, unfortunately, because we mistreat them, we end up getting their curses. Their hearts are crying because of our ignorance, because we ignore them, because we ignore their rights. And today, many parents are upset. They're upset because children are swearing at them, because children are mistreating them, because children are disobedient to them. Today, we don't have any understanding of how to treat parents. We don't have any concept of how to honor and respect them. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, the feelings of your parents should be the most important thing in your life. Always work to make sure that you never hurt them. Even when they call you, straight away, no matter what you're doing, drop everything and humble yourself before them and ask them what they need. Look at how important Islam teaches us respect for parents is. Look at how important Islam teaches us honoring parents is. Look at how important Islam teaches us respecting and keeping happy your parents is. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, there are many, many examples of people who have lost everything because they disrespected parents. And there are many examples, such as the ones that we've heard today, where people have gained all the blessings of the world just because they have respected and honored their parents and served their parents. Today we have a misconception where we say, well, I do a lot for my parents. I've done this, I've done that. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, let me share with you a beautiful Hadith Mubarakah, which will put us in our place. The rights of the parents are so many that we can never, ever repay them. A companion, Rasulullah once humbly said in the court of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on a path where the stones were hot, and so hot that if a piece of meat was placed on them, it would have roasted. I carried my mother on my shoulders for 6 miles in those circumstances. Can you imagine the heat? The stones were so hot that if meat was put onto them, they'd be roasted. And he carried his mother for 6 miles. He asks, Ya Rasulullah, am I free from the rights of my mother? And Aka sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, perhaps this could be the return of one of the contractions she endured during labor while giving birth to you. Allah, Allah, Allah. We think we're doing a lot, yet we're doing nothing. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, just contemplate on this amazing Hadith Mubarakah, that he's traveled 6 miles with his mother on his shoulders in roasting heat on stones that would roast a piece of meat put on them, and yet the best of creation sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, perhaps this could be returned for one of the contractions she endured during labor while giving birth to you. Allah. And today, we do a little bit for our parents and we think we've done enough. Undoubtedly, our parents have faced many, many hardships, many difficulties in bringing us up. Every moment of their lives evolved around us. And the pain that we gave them as children, we cannot repay their love and their affection that they gave us. They go through a lot, only for us to forget? No. Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Abbas has said that Aka sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the one who is obedient to his parents in the morning, 2 doors of paradise are open for him in the morning. And if only one parent is alive, then one door is open for him. And the one who is disobedient to Allah Azza wa Jal regarding his parents in the evening, 2 doors of hellfire are open for him in the morning. And if only one of them is alive, then only one door opens. A person asked, Ya Rasulullah, even if the parents oppress him? Aka sallallahu alayhi wa sallam replied, even if the parents oppress him, even if the parents oppress him, even if they oppress him. Allah, Allah. Today, we think of excuses. But this beautiful hadith in Mubarakah tells us there is no excuse. Those who get up in the morning and please their parents and are obedient to their parents, the doors of Jannah are opened for them. And for those who are ignorant of the rights of the parents, the doors of hell are opened for you. It's your choice. If you keep your parents happy, you are fortunate. And if you displease your parents, you are setting yourself up for destruction. You are setting yourself up for difficulties and a life of misery. You can have every blessing in the world. You can be wealthy. You can have children. You can have big mansions. You can have big houses. But if your parents are not pleased with you, your life will be miserable. You can have very little. You can live in a humble abode. You can have no vehicle. You might be walking everywhere. You might not have the luxuries of life. But if your parents are happy with you, Allah Azza wa Jalla is happy with you, and you have everything that one deserves in this world. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, it's time to change. It's time to be obedient to our parents. It's time that we acted upon the beautiful teachings of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and saved both our world and our hereafter. Sayyidina Imam Ahmad bin Hajar Makki Shafi'i rahmatullah alayhi narrated that the Prophet of Rahmat, the intercessor of the Ummah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, said, on the night of Mi'raj, I saw some people who were hanging on branches of fire. So I asked, O Jibreel, who are these people? He replied, Ya Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, these are the people who used to talk ill of their fathers and mothers in the world. Today, what do we do when we go out with mates? Oh, the old man's like this and the old woman's like this. Astaghfirullah al-azim wa atubu ilayh. We're backbiting our parents in front of our friends. Allah. It is narrated that the one who swears at his parents, as many flames descend into his grave as raindrops fall on the earth from the sky. Allah. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, today we are in ignorance as to the rights of our parents. We need to change. We need to change our habits. We need to stop arguing with our parents over trivial matters. We need to stop answering them back. We need to stop hurting their feelings. We need to start caring about what they think. We need to start caring about their feelings. And we need to start making them happy. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, in the beautiful Madani environment of Dawat Islami, sunnats are taught in abundance. When you travel in the Madani Qaflas of Dawat Islami, you will learn, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, that respect for parents is a very important part of our lives. You will learn this, and your children will also learn this. But we have to turn to the beautiful Madani environment of Dawat Islami. We have to turn Madani Channel on in our homes so that, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, these teachings can be spread and we can learn how we should behave with our parents. It's not going to come to us all of a sudden. We have to learn these things, these skills, this knowledge we have to learn. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, in the beautiful environment of Dawat Islami, we learn that respect for parents is very important. We learn how to respect our parents, how to be patient and how to stand up in their presence, how to respect and honor them. These are all crucial things that we can learn. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us all the tawfiq and the ability to humble ourselves and serve our parents. And may Allah Azza wa Jal give us all the opportunity to travel in the Madani Qaflas of Dawat Islami and to learn the sunnahs of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and learn the respect for parents. Because there are many blessings, my dear Islamic brothers. And let me leave you with this. An Islamic brother from Accrington, he says that I had a knock on the door, and there was a man stood at the door. I opened the door and he said, I want to kiss your hands. I said, Hazrat, you're older than me, why would you want to kiss my hands? He said, well, my son was off the rails. He went with the wrong crowds, he was doing the wrong thing, he used to shout and scream at us, and he used to cause all sorts of problems at home. Now, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, because of the beautiful Madani environment of Dawat Islami, he has reformed himself. He now comes home and kisses our hands. So I have come all the way to your house to kiss your hands because you brought him into this beautiful environment. My dear Islamic brothers and viewers of Madani Channel, we have the opportunity. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, the Madani Qaflas of Dawat Islami are travelling during the week and during weekends. We should take this opportunity with both hands. We should take our children with us, not only to the Madani Qaflas of Dawat Islami, but alhamdulillah to the Sunnah inspired Ijtimas also. May Allah Azza wa Jal give us all the understanding and the patience and the knowledge to respect our parents. Ameen bijahi Nabil Ameen sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
One who pleases his parents pleases Allah. 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 Pleases Allah.